Welcome back. Israel has identified the bodies of 4 hostages returned by Hamas in Gaza on Thursday. The grim ceremony marked the first time the militant group has released the remains of hostages since the October 7th attack. 2 of the youngest hostages were among those returned and identified, but in a shocking discovery, Israel is now saying that their mother, who was supposed to be included in the exchange, was not. For more on this, let's bring in NBC News correspondent Hala Gorani, who joins us from Tel Aviv with the latest. Hala, good morning. First, let's walk us through how Israel made this discovery and what they're saying.
Yes, good morning to you. We're coming to you, as you mentioned, live from Tel Aviv. And not far from here, there is a forensic institute where the bodies of the 4 hostages were analyzed, their DNA compared to the DNA of other family members, really using some of the latest technology there. 3 of the returned bodies were confirmed as being those of the children of Shari Bibas, Ariel and Kafir Bibas. Those were 2 of the youngest hostages. In fact, Kafir was the youngest hostage taken at not even 9 months old. The other body identified and formally identified as that of Oded Lifchitz, one of the oldest hostages in his 80s. And we are learning that his funeral will be taking place next Tuesday. No date has been announced for the funerals of the 2 young children. And as you mentioned, the 4th body that was sent back was not that of Shari Bibas. That was the expectation and the announcement made by Hamas, but it turns out that it's another body entirely. The Israeli side is calling this a violation of the ceasefire agreement, and Hamas, who had accused all along Israel of bombing an area where the Bibas family were being held and of killing them, as a result of that, are saying that this is a confusion that was due to that another body was sent because there was, quote, overlap or error.
Hala, also tell us more about, I mentioned this sort of ceremony when these bodies were handed over that we saw happen in Gaza. Tell us more about that display.
Well, that was obviously very macabre display from Hamas. They've done a lot of stage-managed propaganda-style displays of coffins, of hostages, of making people hold certificates, of even one of the hostages was given some sort of trophy when he was sent on his way out. On the other side, you had and our viewers may remember this, Israel releasing prisoners, and they dressed them in sweatshirts that read both in Hebrew and in Arabic, "We will not forget, we will not forgive," with a Star of David as part of that inscription. So you're having kind of a battle of optics kind of on both sides, but the Hamas display of the coffins is one that across Israel has been seen as very as something in very bad taste and very manipulative, and it went down very, very badly, as you can imagine.
Yeah, more, I would say, even than across Israel, something that a lot of people are seeing across social media as well. Hala, 6 living hostages expected to be released tomorrow in the final handover of this first phase of the deal. Given these latest developments, though, do we think any of that is in jeopardy? What's the latest?
Well, so we heard from Steve Witkoff, the U.S. envoy, Trump's envoy to the Middle East, and he has been optimistic, perhaps a bit more optimistic than you'd expect an American envoy to be, given that, there were explosive devices found on buses yesterday, and that there's a huge military operation in the West Bank, and the tension level has gone up. But he has said that he is hopeful that phase 2 will go ahead. Now, phase 2, of course, is crucial to both the Palestinians and the Israelis. The Israelis, because that would mean that the rest of the hostages would be released, and for the Palestinians, that there can be a more permanent ceasefire. The enclave is entirely devastated, and more than 45,000 people have been killed. So on the Palestinian side, there is a real desire to see this stick. Back to you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.